We're back from our trip and I'm officially going to start working on my build again. For those of you guys that are new to the build, Tori is building out a van of her own, which is looking really great. And I have one as well. This is the one that we recently took on a trip. I'm going to be building some of the drawers for the van. So I'm going to build a drawer here, I'm going to build a drawer here, and I'm also going to build a drawer here. But it's very hot in Texas, so we're gonna use these evap coolers to cool everything down. I've been getting a lot of van build related questions recently, so I'm also gonna be answering some questions as I'm building these drawers. What is one tool or material that has been indispensable so far? I honestly could not choose just one tool because this van build would not be possible. Like I literally could not build it with only one tool. Part of me would think maybe I could build it with just the table saw, but that is absolutely not true. I need the drill, I need the drill driver. The miter saw is very convenient. The jigsaw is one of my favorites. And then the circular saw is really helpful as well for when you have a really big sheet of plywood. Honestly, having this workshop and having all of these tools has been the greatest blessing during these van builds. Okay, 18.5, that's not right, okay. By 17 7/8. Okay, that needs to be cut. Some cuts still need to be made, so I categorize them. This one still needs some miter cuts, and this one needs table saw cuts, and then some of them also do need miter cuts next. But I'm gonna take this pile over to the table saw and do those cuts first. It is a very hot day, so I'm gonna make myself a refreshing drink with AG1. I've had a lot less time to take care of my health during these van builds, and I wanted something that would support my immune system and taste good. I actually tried AG1 a few years ago, and I remember loving the taste of it. There are a few different flavors. There's the original, which is the one I have here in this canister. I just keep this canister in the fridge because there are live probiotics in AG1, which is one of the many reasons I love it. AG1 Next Gen delivers 5 new strains of clinically studied probiotics, which have been shown to play a role supporting digestion, immune function, and alleviate occasional bloating. It also combines a multivitamin and a blend of superfoods all in one scoop. And if you're traveling, you can even use these travel pouches. These come in different flavors as well, so this is tropical, but there's also berry and citrus. I want to thank AG1 for sponsoring today's video, and if you are interested in signing up for a membership, I'm going to leave the link in the description. And the great thing about AG1 is that it's very flexible and risk-free, so you can adjust, update, or cancel your membership at any time. So if you're like me and you want a very easy way to support your immune system every single day, I definitely recommend checking them out. How did you design your kitchen drawers to maximize storage in a small space? When I designed the drawers, I specifically got my pots and pans out and I measured those. I measured everything that I wanted in the drawer to make sure that I had enough space for all of my most important items. With that being said, I also wanted as little drawer guides as possible in the system because every single time you add drawer guides, you reduce the width and the space that you have for storage. But it's something that you have to balance because obviously more drawers can sometimes mean better storage. And now that I've completed the drawers, I am kind of questioning my decision. This drawer that I'm building now is to the right of my fridge, and that is where I need to have a vent for my fridge so that it doesn't overheat. But I also want to maximize the storage in this drawer, so I'm doing something kind of funky so that I don't cut off the airflow, but in the back of the drawer I can still have a little bit of extra storage. It's getting kind of late, but I'm actually most inspired to work right now because it's not too hot. I do need to go to bed soon though, so I think this is gonna be my last drawer and then I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm debating on whether or not I want to keep this as natural wood and edge band these sides, or if I should paint it. Let me know what you guys think I should do. If you think I should keep it natural wood or if I should paint the inside. The next question is, what's the biggest challenge you've faced so far in this van build? And there's been a couple challenges. One is the temperature. I'm doing these builds in Texas, and the majority of the year here is extremely hot, like unbearably hot. It's oftentimes 100 degrees, but then the high humidity makes it feel so much hotter than that. So I've been using evaporative coolers. I have an AC in my van that I've been powering with my Blue Eddy power station. As I'm building these drawers, I've come to realize that I may have made a little bit of a mistake, actually. And even though I really love them, I just feel like I have nowhere to store my utensils. When I initially was planning the van, I really wanted one shallow drawer that was pretty big. But as I was building the van, I realized I actually don't have that much storage. And every single time you add a drawer guide, you reduce a little bit from the width and quite a bit from the height as well. So I thought I'm just going to make the biggest drawers possible, and then I'm gonna figure out a way to organize my utensils. But now that I've done that, I'm like racking my brain on a good system, and I don't really have a good system. In my last van, I also did not have a big shallow drawer for utensils, so I definitely can make it work, but I feel like it's a lot harder to organize when you don't have that. This is the moment of truth where we are going to see if this drawer fits in that opening. And I think that these are gonna go to the very back almost. The front of the drawer guides here are actually sitting 1.5 inches back because the drawer guides are rated for 18 inches, but I actually made the drawer 21 inches. No, I made it 20 inches. They had a 21-inch drawer guide, but they did not have a 20-inch drawer guide, and I wanted to maximize that depth, but still use these drawer guides. So the next step is screwing these to the wall, and I'm just gonna do a couple screws to start. Then I'll come in and do more once I ensure that it fits. That went through the wood, so my bad. Okay, moment of truth. Let's do the drawer. I'm scared. Oh. Right off the bat, this is wrong. I need to like add a spacer or something. Why did that happen? This is the moment of truth. I spaced it out and we'll see if this fits. Okay. Voila. That's pretty great. And it's soft close too. And then on the sides, you can't even see the drawer guide, so it looks really luxurious. I think that's pretty great. Yeah, there's gonna be a walnut face on top of it, and it's gonna be on top of the face frame here. Have you had to change your original plan as you built? If so, why? There have definitely been several instances where I've made some big changes on this van build as I have continued to live in it and just see it come to life. I feel like you can only plan so much and account for so much, and then as it comes together, you realize, oh, this isn't exactly what I imagined, and I actually want to change this. And I would say that the biggest change I made to the plans was actually the bathroom. I initially wanted the bathroom to really only be this big, but as you can see, it has extended to be this big, and that is because I have a Cinderella incinerating toilet in here. I really wanted this toilet, and I cared more about that than my original plan, so I decided to make the bathroom bigger than I expected because I'm adding a sliding wall in here. I'm unboxing the beautiful sliding wall. This is my first time that I'm seeing this because my dad picked it up. So I've never seen it before.
How do you do this?
I don't know, it's just wrapped, I guess. Ooh, that looks so good. Wow, a cabinet. That looks so good. Wow, that looks so good. And that sliding wall is going to block off the shower and the water while you're showering from the toilet, because the toilet is not rated for right underneath the shower head. It is rated for the bathroom, and it can be in a wet room, but not right underneath the shower head. So that is a huge change that I made, but I feel like every change that I've made has been for the better. Like maybe I didn't think about it initially, but as I thought about it and the van build started to come to life, I really think that these choices have just made the van even better than I originally planned. I'm gonna be making an entire video dedicated on the sliding wall, so stay tuned for that. And if you aren't subscribed, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss that video. The drawer guides I'm using for these 3 drawers today are by the brand Salis, but the only other drawer guide I've done in this van was a drawer guide by the brand Blum, and honestly, it's pretty much the same thing, same concept, same installation. In the back, you have this pin here, so you need to drill a hole for it, which is why this is cut here. And then this goes in here like so, but I actually need to make it bigger. Put it in there again. Is this, oh God, did I make another mistake? Oh, wait, no, this actually might be bad because this is that's not gonna fit. These aren't gonna fit, I don't think. As you can see, the clips overlap. It's not gonna work. I measured it and I'm pretty sure the brand Blum, this clip section isn't as wide. So I think that I should be able to make it work with Blum. So I think I'm gonna get a Blum drawer guide and just set this one aside for now. Because of that drawer where the drawer guide wasn't fitting, I actually drove to town to get a different brand of drawer guides. And while we were here, we also went to this vegan restaurant that has macarons. I actually recently discovered that these are called macarons and not macaroons. Literally my entire life, I've been calling them macaroons. They're not called that. So I've sounded like an idiot my whole life, basically. Do you guys call this macaroons or macarons? Because I feel like I only ever hear people call them macaroons. Anyways, we also got some croissants.
It's amazing.
This is a chocolate croissant.
Yeah, it's very flaky. Isn't it so good?
I also got this cheese bacon croissant.
Is it good? Wait, you didn't even get any filling.
I also got an omelet, and I literally only had one bite because I was so full. We got so many different croissants and pastries. It's a French woman who owns it. It's in the Round Rock area. And everything we've gotten from there is so good. I'm really excited to try the macarons, but we're gonna do that when we get home. And for now, I'm going to go into the store and get a drawer guide. This is exactly what I'm looking for here. 18-inch Blum undermount drawer guides. Next question is, how are you making sure the kitchen is practical for cooking on the road? And my answer to that is taking it on a test drive. As you guys know, we just came back from a trip to Colorado where I tested everything out. I tested out the cooktop, I tested out the sink, the faucet, and even the storage, although I didn't have the drawers in at that time. I also think that my old van helped a lot with understanding what I want and need in a kitchen and what I want to prioritize in a kitchen. But even if you don't have an old van, I think even car camping can really help with this. And in the middle of your build, if you can just like pretend to cook even, that is really helpful. The next question is, have you had to problem solve for limited space in unexpected ways? I'm always trying to think about how to maximize space. So the drawer guides are 18 inches, but I could go back the full depth to 20 inches. So as you guys saw this week, I was able to modify the drawer guides slightly and use them in an unconventional way to build a drawer that's longer than the drawer guide. Little things like that, and just getting creative to make sure I'm maximizing literally every single inch of space in this build. The Blum drawer guides work. For a little treat, I thought I would snack on these macarons we got this morning. They are so pretty. I'm gonna start with Earl Grey. Oh, that was good. And then we have strawberry. That is so good. 10 out of 10 for the strawberry. This is coconut coffee, I think. 8 out of 10 for that one. This is lemon. It's really good. I love the lemon. This is blueberry. And last we have lavender. Lavender is my least favorite. That is so good. I think my favorites are strawberry. I really love blueberry. Lemon is so good. And then Earl Grey. I'm not the biggest coffee fan in general, so that one. And then lavender last because I just feel like it didn't have strong of a flavor. These clips typically go all the way to the back of the drawer, but because I made these drawers a little bigger, I'm just tracing them and I'm gonna screw them spaced back. So if you get an 18-inch drawer guide and you want like a 20-inch drawer, or if you get a 15-inch drawer guide and you want a 16-inch drawer, this is something that you can do with undermount drawer guides. These are the clips and I'm going to screw them in now. This is the other drawer that I've built. I also brought my air fryer because I kind of want to see how it looks in here. That's the big closet drawer. And then there's this one. Ooh, that's huge. That's awesome, actually. What I'm thinking of doing with this air fryer is having a drawer that holds this. There will be a drawer, you can pull it out and you can access stuff behind it, but it'll also just be here ready to use it. Somebody asked, how are you going to make sure that the drawers don't fly out or open as you're driving? And that is a great question, and one that I'm very, very excited about because I really wanted this to be perfect. In my last van, I had these mechanical latches in the front and I would need to make sure that they're latched every single time I drove. And it worked out fine, but a couple times the plastic broke or it just completely ripped out with the screws. That's happened a couple times. And another thing that would happen is I would just forget to latch it in general and then it would go flying out as I was driving. So in this van, I really wanted a solution in which I didn't always have to remember to keep it latched. I wanted it to be automatic. I wanted it to be reliable. And I have seen that a lot of people have been using electromagnets. The way this electromagnet works is that whenever it's powered, and it's powered to 12 volt, whenever it's powered on, then it actually engages the magnet, and this should be rated for 500 pounds or a really high number. I don't know the exact number, but with the tests I did, it actually wasn't preventing it from pulling out. So I don't know if I just got bad electromagnets because basically no force at all allowed this to pull out. Thankfully, my dad is an engineer, so I was talking it through with him and I was like, I don't know what to do because of the electromagnets are not really holding and they're not very strong. And he suggested using a solenoid that controls a mechanical latch. So essentially it would work very similarly to the electromagnet. When it's powered on, it will just shoot out a latch and it would be a mechanical latch that would prevent it from sliding out. Now this is still in the brainstorming process and I need to like prototype it and put it in here and make sure that it works. But I think that one of those two solutions will be implemented. And I also have it set up already that I should be able to have this all automatically latch for every single drawer in my van when I turn my ignition switch on in the car and I'm ready to drive. And I will also have an override button so that if I wanted to go back and open a drawer while my van is on, I can still do that. So I know I didn't do too much in this video. I feel like I'm taking it slow and getting my toes in, coming back to the build. But next week, stay tuned because we will be diving more into the van build and we are wrapping this thing up. So I am so excited to share it with you. Can't wait to show you guys the final product in a few weeks. And I'll see you guys next week on Sunday. Bye.